2 and teaching a 2-year-old boundaries. My last post I gave a sample conversation. In this post we're going to talk a little bit more, as promised, about their emotional regulation and what's happening with their nervous system. When we understand the body and the nervous system, we are better able to support our babies, well, children. So first, when there's that meltdown, then they're in that heightened emotional state. Their body's being flooded and they're completely overwhelmed with that feeling. There's no choice but to kick it out, move. Different children will need different things. And this is happening because there's a high likelihood that their body is going into a fight or flight response. We are all as humans wired for the fight or flight response. We have something called the autonomic nervous system. This is the system that automatically regulates our body and its system. Automatic is the key here. Things like digestion, heart rate, etc. But it's also hardwired in us, which means when something activates us and our body perceives that as a potential danger or a threat, our body gets flooded with the chemicals that are basically messengers to our brain to tell the brain, oh, we got to shift things around here. We got to be efficient and prioritize survival. So what happens? Our heart goes faster, our lungs get more efficient, our digestion slows down, blood gets pumping to our limbs, muscles, because that's what's going to help us fight or flight our way out of that danger. So if we think of our 2-year-old's meltdown in that context, their body is telling them, you could be in danger, do something. So once we understand that, we can check ourselves and not necessarily react as strongly. It doesn't feel as personal. We may feel activated ourselves because we are mammals, we are tribal. There's a lot of studies that show that activation in one is activation in many, because that's also part of our survival instinct. One of us in the tribe sees that there's danger, others start getting activated as well, and we're all on high alert. So compassion for ourselves too when we feel activated as well. But at least we know where it comes from. Then we know that there's a 60 to 90 second window where our body's being flooded with those chemicals and hormones that I talked about. And there's that surge. Adrenaline is one of those things. And that's usually the height of the meltdown. That moment where everything feels absolutely impossible. The screaming, the kicking, the hitting, the punching, the thrashing, arms, legs moving. And that's the moment we give a pause. We stand back and we wait for the 60 to 90 seconds. And we are still watching our child holding space, being so loving and gentle on ourselves and on them. And we're going to wait that 60 to 90 seconds. And then we can go in and approach them. I can see you're having some really big feelings coming out of your body right now. What can mommy do? And it's only once they start to come back down and they hit that state that they feel safe again. They feel that connection with us again, because connection is another aspect of that safety for a child, because they need the connection to survive. I have more about that in my polyvagal series. Only then can they understand thought. Only then do they have access to their full brain, the part of the brain that can rationalize and think. And since they're 2 years old, there is of course a limitation there, but at least the part that helps them to connect with you and to really listen and to think about it at the level of a 2-year-old. It comes back online after they feel safe again. So it's not about stopping the meltdown. It's about letting it run its course and let it pass through their body. And then you can have the kind of conversation that I talked about in my last video. In my next video, we're going to talk about some of the tactics that you can use that can help with bringing them back down. More in my next video. See you there.